Episode 86. Someone save her! How could Bruce, who had already suffered once for Dario, let her succeed so easily? He saw that something was wrong with her, so he immediately rushed in front of her, snatched the knife from her hand, and used his other hands to tightly hold her chin. He raised his head and looked at her in a condescending manner, as if he wanted to trample her under his feet. He looked at the blood on his arm, and then stared at her with a cold gaze.
Jade, I will let you know the consequences of offending me right now.
Bruce smiled mysteriously. His eyes were dark. When he raised the knife and waved it in front of her eyes, Jade felt a chill run down her back. She understood what he wanted to do. She wanted to run, but she had no chance.
You bastard! Let go of me!
Jade looked into his dangerous eyes, and her heart was filled with regret. She couldn't believe this was the man she had loved for 5 years, that he would look at her with such an expression, that he could be so cruel. And she had given her entire heart to him back then. It was truly laughable.
Bitch, I see that you can only boast. Very soon, I'll make you wish you were dead. Oh, I like seeing your current expression the most. Reminds me of that expression when I abandoned you. Let me tell you, I never loved you. I just wanted to play with you. Do you know why I didn't make love to you after being with you for so long? It wasn't because I respected you. It's because I think you're dirty. You're just like your mother. You're a slut. You're still pretending to be pure in front of me. After I abandoned you, you went straight to another man's bed. It's not easy for you to get this position. Tell me, how many men have you slept with? Jade's expression became colder with every word Bruce said. Bruce, you really are disgusting.
Jade fiercely spat at him. Her action completely drove Bruce crazy. He held her tightly, making it difficult for her to even breathe. Jade felt a stabbing pain in her heart. Although she no longer had feelings for him, she had loved him once. She had spent 5 years of love on him. When she heard him say those terrible things, she felt a pang. Bruce grabbed her by the throat. As long as he saw her in pain, he felt happy. However, when he saw the tears at the corner of her eyes, he couldn't help but pause for a moment. But very quickly, his hesitation was replaced by the pleasure of torturing her. Jade laughed.
Bruce, you are so pitiful. You are a pitiful worm that can't find true love. You can only comfort yourself in this way. Do you think Ivana really loves you? She only loves your money. If you don't have money, if you don't have your family as your backing, you're worse than a dog.
Jade, who was about to suffocate, mocked him. Bruce didn't give her another chance to speak. He pinched her throat harder, and the knife in his hand came nearer to her face.
Jade, I think you really don't want to live anymore. Go to hell.
Bruce's expression was very ugly. He stared at her with eyes full of hostility. He warned her, while raising the knife in his hand high up in the air. Jade closed her eyes in despair. Her body could not stop shaking. She had already thought it through clearly. If Bruce dared to attack, she would die together with him. However, just as the eyebrow knife approached her face, and Jade intended to throw caution to the wind, a familiar cold voice sounded behind them. From the moment that person walked into the dressing room, they clearly felt a powerful, murderous aura pressing towards them.
I think the person who doesn't want to live is you.
Jade suddenly opened her eyes, and her heart skipped a beat. Sure enough, Dario came to save her. She knew that every time she encountered danger, he would always appear. At that moment, she could no longer hold back her tears.
Mr. Foster!
Jade's sobs made Dario's heart ache when he heard them. The moment Jade saw Dario, her entire heart relaxed, and she immediately felt incomparably warm and strong. Dario narrowed his sharp eyes and swept his gaze across Jade's face. He saw Bruce pointing the knife at her, and the red palm print on Jade's delicate face. Dario's dark eyes suddenly became extremely sharp and expressed a terrifying, killing intent. Although Bruce's back was facing Dario, he could sense that the man behind him was very dangerous.
If you don't want to die,
get out of my way immediately, Dario said, in a deep voice that made hearts tremble when people heard it. In the face of Dario, Bruce couldn't withstand even a single blow. All the energy that Bruce used to threaten Jade dissipated the moment Dario appeared. However, Bruce didn't let go of Jade. Instead, he held the knife to her neck and began to strangle her.
Who do you think you are? How dare you tell me what to do? I think you want to die with this bitch.
Bruce held the cold eyebrow knife against Jade's slender neck. Dario frowned. He could feel Jade's fear and pain. Looking at her like this, Dario could not help but feel a trace of pain in his heart. His deep voice became even colder.
You're courting death?
Dario narrowed his eyes, which were filled with murderous intent. His entire body emitted a dangerous aura. In the next second, Bruce let out a scream.
Oh, damn it!
Dario was too fast. Almost in an instant, Dario appeared in front of Bruce from a few meters away. Bruce never imagined that Dario would have such good skills. Before Bruce could react, Dario broke the hand holding the knife with a loud cracking sound. In an instant, a sharp pain came from Bruce's wrist. Bruce gasped, and his handsome face was twisted with agony. Dario had barely touched Bruce, but Bruce's hand was broken.
You don't deserve to touch my woman.
At that moment, Dario was like a demon that had crawled out of hell. In a short while, Bruce Stevens was lying on the ground in pain. Bruce didn't even see clearly how Dario had attacked. Jade was even more shocked. Her mouth was wide open in disbelief. She always thought that Dario's subordinate, Lucas, was very powerful. But she didn't realize Dario was even more powerful. Heavens, this man is really unbelievable, thought Jade.